Alrighty, folks, what's going on? I know it's been a little while, eh? Since you've seen me, since you've seen it, all that stuff. So I kind of, 2019's been an interesting year, so I figured I'd let you guys know what's been going on. And it has been a lot. A lot of things have changed in my life, and I feel like I owe it to you guys to at least tell you what's been going on, because a lot of you guys have been sticking around for quite a while. Years and years. I've been doing this since, well, 10 years, mostly. The Jeep stuff, probably 6 or 7. So, the fact that all of a sudden I'm going pretty dead and content's been sucking, I feel like I at least owe you guys an explanation. So yeah, life has been tough. 2019 has not been easy to me. To keep things simple and sweet, things around the house have changed for better, for worse. So I've been doing a lot more of the chores and responsibilities now. So a lot of the time has been going to that. I'm cooking a lot more. I'm cleaning up a lot more now. Things around the house, food shopping, all that adult shit. 25 hit me like a ton of bricks, so it's time for that wake-up call, eh? So, yeah, with all that lack of time and trying to run the side business that I have, I just haven't really had the time for the Jeep, and also the Jeep has not been cooperating as well as I've liked to. If you've seen the things that I've been working on, you'll know it's not been going well for me. So, yeah, with the flex plate issue that started at the beginning of the year, that's kept it kind of hard from driving. And then I got the flex plate fixed finally once I figured it out. Took it on one wheeling trip and then broke the Jeep again. So now we had severe death wobble and couldn't do over 35 without dying to death. Yeah, that kind of makes you not really want to drive it so much. So yeah, with the Jeep not cooperating all year and the business needing me more, I've focused on the business. So yeah, unfortunate, I know, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, the Jeep is still here. It still exists in all its rust and glory and other fun broken stuff. So yeah. But anyway, I'm going to be going out to Utah at the end of this week, actually. So I'll be going on a nice little vacation. Hopefully get this fucking hunk of scrap going so that we can actually make it there in one piece. Because wouldn't that be nice, eh? So yeah, I'll be doing the same thing we did last year. Not quite as many vehicles or people, but it's Utah nonetheless, so we'll make her work. I've been really rushing to get this Jeep done, and everything that I've been trying to do to it hasn't really been fixing the issues. So yeah, that's why I haven't had a lot of content, because one, I haven't had a lot of good mods or upgrades, because it's kind of hard to upgrade it when you're still trying to fix the damn thing. So yeah, there's a lot of things I want to do, there's just not the time and the money and the effort and the willingness, and I don't know, I've been getting a little lazy lately. Video games and all that fun stuff. See me on For Honor Punks. Yeah. So I'm not sure really where to go or to tell you. The channel's not really dead. It's been kind of put on the back burner because this thing's just really been irking me lately. I really want to drive it, but can't drive it when it doesn't want to drive. So once we get it roadworthy again, we might see more content. But yeah, for everyone saying like, oh, why don't you get yourself a garage, or why don't you buy yourself all these parts, or all this and that and the other thing. You think doing YouTube's easy. It's not. It really isn't. It seems pretty self-explanatory and simple, but when you got to sit here and work on stuff and record it all and edit it all, buy the parts, and actually know what the fuck you're talking about, be entertaining, stay on a schedule, keeping people entertained and interested. It's a lot of work, It's not all fun and games. There's a lot of stuff you got to worry about in the background, a lot of things that I've had to worry about, time management and things. Thinking every time, every week, all right, I got to put this many hours aside to work on the Jeep, this many hours aside to edit and film, camera equipment, making sure everything else is up to par, making sure you actually feel like doing it. Sometimes you don't feel like doing shit. It's not easy. And you go, oh, well, you got advertisements, you're getting paid, it's like a job, right? Yeah, sure, okay, I'm getting $300 a month there, bud. Great. That's one hell of a part-time job, huh? Hey, it's not bad. I don't really have to work for it. Once the videos are online, I don't gotta do anything, but again, it's a lot of time and effort involved. So that and people that got me out of my comfort zone over here, Unknown Off-Road Association, them guys up in PA that like to go to Roush all day long. That group kind of fell apart last year, so there hasn't really been too many trips involved. Didn't have the fall run last year, didn't have the spring run, not having a fall run this year. So yeah, that was one of the main things, is without deadlines, I don't really have much to work for, so Jeep's been on the back burner. With the Utah trip coming, that's been the main bread and butter of trying to focus on for this trip. So yeah, hopefully this thing's gonna make it. We're going to tow it, of course, I think, I hope. Trying to get that figured out is another problem, because the tow vehicle we were going to use last year can't really be used, along with the person that was supposed to tow me isn't really coming due to medical issues. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, I tell you what. But anyway, yeah, so that's the story on YouTube. I guess I'll talk a little bit about the business for people that care. That's been the next fun thing. A lot of people tell me, "Oh, you're so smart. How are you just sitting here, delivering pizza and stuff? Why don't you do something?" Well, I am. That's what the side business is for. I started the YouTube channel to try to help people out. So, showed you how to do things and fix stuff. But maybe I could show you how to fix your own shit and help you out that way too. So the scan tools, that was the big thing, because people don't really make the scanners for Renix Jeeps. So that's been the big thing that I've been pushing for, is getting the scanners done, getting the clocks done, which hopefully they come sometime this year. Again, development times take forever. 2019 has been the year of the shifter, getting the version 1 prototypes out and the junior shifters. I started that back in January. That's when the first request came in, was January. So that's how long these things take when you're trying to work on these. They take months and months and months to develop and debug and lay out the boards and build them and sell them and make the cases and make the product documentation, test them, see if they work. And especially with this thing not being roadworthy, I can't really drive it and test it myself, so I'm relying on those beta testers. So that's why beta testers, this is why I need you guys. You have to do the parts that I can't do. Road testing, mileage, field work, all that crap. It's kind of hard to know if your products work when you can't really try them out. So yeah, as far as that, it's a lot more fun. It's more technical. It makes me think. It keeps me busy. It's something to do, and it's more profitable than YouTube. There's been a year or two where profits have actually been negative for the year, but again, it's hard doing one guy, one man band startup company. There's some investment involved. There's some initial risk. You got to feel out what your target audience is and how many units you're going to sell, and work out your pricing through that. A lot of these have been prototypes, and I charge what I feel is worth. I don't usually sell them and lose money on them, but again, if I don't sell the whole batch or I cut it early, there might not be a positive outcome. So that's what this year's been about, is getting everything together, making sure that all the designs are working well enough that I can order large batches. With the REMs, I can do that. I've just taken a risk of ordering 150 of them, completely assembled. This is going to be the first batch that I won't have to touch. I print out the case, I put it in the case, and I program it. There's not a soldering iron needed unless you get any extra mods, so this is an exciting one. It's been tough because, dealing with shipping and companies and making sure everything's all figured out, there's always some delays and bullshit. I was hoping to get some units out before I went on the trip, but there's been delays. I got an issue with an order wrong, and the company that I was supposed to get the new parts from took a week to get back for me, so they couldn't get in time for the holiday, so then they couldn't get to the assembler in time, so since it's not getting to the assembler in time, they can't ship it to me, and it's a big snowball effect of bullshit, pretty much. But yeah, just know the business isn't going anywhere, and neither is the channel or the Jeep for now. But the business is taking priority while I get stock. I want to get things in stock. I want to have things available before I can make new, fun, exciting, this, that, and the other. I want to have something. I've already got a scanner, so before I get another scanner, I want to get a shifter. Things like that. We've got the fan controllers and things like that. I've got ideas, I've got things. There's a lot of code I want to catch up on, a lot of code. Renduinix version 9, man, that's going to be a big one. I've been working on that for over a year now, in between other projects. When that thing's done, it's going to be cool. So I'll have to show you the whole, redesign on that. It's going to be nuts. So yeah, we're 3 years in the business now, man. Started in 2016, and this July has been 3 years with the company. That's wild. 3 years of running your own business and not falling short. I still got support and things like that. That is amazing. That's cool. You know, not too many people can say, oh, you know, I just tinker around for fun and make stuff and people actually buy it. That's hard to come by these days, so the internet really helps me out there. So, as you know, owning a Jeep is difficult, and especially with my main job. What do I do part-time? I fucking deliver pizza part-time. That's what I do. I live off tips and frickin' pepperoni to get by day to day. It works. You know, I've gotten this far. And with all that hard work with the business and everything, I've needed a new daily. So, say hello to the newest member of the family. Here she be, a 2019 Honda Civic Hatchback EX. I've been looking at these pretty bastards for quite a while now. I have fallen in love with the hatchbacks ever since they came out. There's something about them that I just can't get over. They are marvelous. I don't know, something about the back end. You know, I started with that 2000 Honda Civic Beater. She had 237,000 miles on her, folks. She was still running, but she needed a bit of love. So I was helping out a friend in need. I actually donated it to them because they've been really struggling. So I passed that one off and got me something new. So say hello to Sibby, my 2019 ride. As I mentioned, when everyone always asks me, oh, what's your dream car? What's this, that, and the other thing? I've never really had an answer. I've never really wanted anything. All the new cars just weren't interesting. All the shitty, newfangled technology that doesn't work as well as the old stuff, and all the new crap, and just, ugh. When you start having more touch buttons than real buttons, and you're relying too much on computers and stuff, it's not fun. So I've been very reluctant to get a new car. They're harder to work on, and they're just not as enjoyable. All the, you know, drive-by-wire bullshit and everything when you go to hit the gas, and she don't go nowhere, and all this frickin', you know, transmission shit. It's been tough, but like I said, I couldn't say no. The second I saw this thing, it just caught my eye. And it's funny, the way that I got this. I tell you what, a haircut can be a fucking dangerous thing, I tell you what. I've been looking online to see if I could find some deals on a newer one, and I figured, okay, we'll see if we can find a used one, but I want to test drive one. So one day, I went out to get a haircut, because I got to keep my hair short for work, little Nazis that they are, and afterwards, I was feeling pretty refreshed, you know, it was a good day. And I thought, you know, I kind of want to test drive one. You know, I don't want to drive, you know, hours away, find a deal for a couple grand cheaper, and then find out I don't like them. So I decided to call up a dealership and see if I could schedule a test drive. Well, if you've ever been to a frickin' dealership, bud, you know that the second you step foot in that door, you're not getting out there with all your limbs still attached. So, yeah, I talked to the lady, and she's trying to help me figure out what I want. I already knew exactly what I want. I wanted a 2019 Honda Civic Hatchback EX in, I forget, polished metallic. It's a gunmetal gray. I didn't like the red. I didn't like the white. The black was a little eh. The Sonic Gray was different, and the light silver was too silver. EX, because it has fog lights, it has the 7-inch touchscreen display inside, it's got a sunroof. All the basics, all the fun, but not too pricey. So, after telling her exactly what I wanted, she was like, okay, let's check the computer and look and see what we can find for you. So she's looking around, checking here, there, and everywhere to figure out if she can find what I've been asking. And she wasn't really finding much. Nothing was coming up on the computers. There was some stuff far away that she could have delivered maybe. But just, you know, everything was feeling a little, might have to look a little later. And then all of a sudden, you know, looking right out the front window, I see a car carrier come up. I'm like, oh, you guys got some new cars in. And wouldn't you know, I saw this bad boy sitting top shelf right on that car carrier. I pointed right out the window and I told her that's the car. That is the one I want right there. And she goes, really? I'll have to go ask and see what's up. So, after some haggling later and trying to learn the tricks of the trade and not get completely frickin' squandered, leave a little dignity left, we settled on 26 out the door. Well, sort of. After I got in the financial office, they wormed me into a fucking 80,000 mile warranty, and, you know, me not really thinking. At first I thought it was only like $1,200 for it, and I'm like, okay, that's not terrible. But after looking at the paperwork, I found out it was fucking $25,000 before tax, $3,000 after tax. And I quickly decided, you know, that's a no for me, dog. So I had to go back and cancel that. Thank God that was easy. So thanks Boardwalk Honda for at least making it not so complicated to get that out the door. So after actually settling for 26, came back the next day, picked it up, and she was mine. So there you go. That's how a haircut can turn into buying a frickin' car. So, take a look in the future. We've got ourselves a 1.5 liter turbo, averaging 32 city, 40 highway, with a CVT. Yeah, whatever. Fancy, ain't you? So yeah. I bought this sucker fresh off the car carrier with a total of 5 miles. And here we are now, about 3,000 in. I like it. It's a nice car. I can't really complain. Biggest thing is, I mean, the whole, this guy over here, this is kind of neat with all the stuff. It's got the audio and, you know, all the sources and everything in between. FM, AM, Pandora, Bluetooth, everything. It's got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and all that crap, and that's really cool. So you can plug your smartphone into here, and you can actually bring up Google Maps, Pandora, make phone calls through it. It's actually really cool. It's actually got some real buttons over here for some of the climate control. You can't switch where the air is going through here, and you know the auto temperature is nice. You just push auto and it does everything for you. Or if you want to mess with everything else, it's, you know, it's there. It's okay. It'd be kind of nice to have a regular maybe temperature knob, because sometimes it's like a little higher or lower, but again, you got to make sacrifices where you can, right? Volume knob, that's why I had to get a 2019, because the older models had some weird like up and down touch button thing that was kind of butt. Got some neat features over here, like lane keep assist, so when you're on the highway it'll literally nudge the car back in the lane. Automatic cruise control, so it'll actually follow the car in front of you at a certain distance. You know, all the smart buttons here so you can change your stuff. You know, it's pretty neat. And with this thing, there's the info button here. You got different things you can put up on the heads-up display, your music, navigation, and all that other crap. It's neat. Can't complain. And it's got a nice little exhaust note to it. You know, nothing impressive, but for a stock car, it's got a nice little grumble to it when you get on her. Not bad. So yeah, that's what future gets you. And not only do I like the hatchback for the looks, but I also like the functionality. A lot of people say that the backs are kind of over stylized, but oh man, it just it calls something serious to me. And when you put these seats down, you got a lot of room in there. I can't complain. You know, I've been able to fit full pallets in here and stuff, and you know, seats fold down. You got yourself a mighty fine hauler for you. So look at that, huh? She can make it work. Like I said, I usually don't look into new cars and spending lots of money, because that's not me. I like to be economical, but there was just something about this, man, that I couldn't say no to. So yeah, anyway, enough bragging. That's what a little hard work and some unintentional debt looks like. I'm doing pretty good. I don't buy things unless I feel I can afford them. And with the loan, I'm already down to only owing $7 grand left. So I've been paying this thing off. As for upgrades, I don't know how much I'm going to touch it. The back end, although not bad, I think it could use a wing. If you guys have ever seen the Type R, oh man, that thing looks tasty. So tell me you wouldn't like to see a frickin' wing on the back of this thing, huh? Maybe some LED headlights, stuff like that. It'd be cool if I could put a tune on this thing. This isn't the Sport, so it doesn't have the paddle shifters, but again, it's a CVT, so it really just moves the rev range. But yeah, if you guys want me to do like a full review, like some kind of regular car review type shit, that could be fun. I could tell you all the nitpick things I like and don't like and everything in between. If you've been wondering what it's like going from old technology to new, I could help you out there. But yeah, just thought I'd show that off. Now then, as far as updates go, I guess we'll just take you around the barn. So, yeah, here's the 88 MJ, for those of you that do and don't know about it. This is a 2.5 liter, 4 or 5 speed, I don't remember what the fuck it is, but it's a manual. Bought it from a buddy because he broke it, so I bought it and fixed it. And used it as the guinea pig for the Renix scanner. Because it's hard to come by 2.5s. They're freaking weird and they're hard and it's a difficult beast to maneuver. So it's always nice to have one in person so you can actually, you know, figure it out hands-on. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. The battery froze and popped over the winter, so I haven't been able to start it lately. And it's got shit tires on it, so it's not like I could really drive it if I wanted to. And even if it did have good tires, it's got a fucking terrible engine knock, so she's not going to last too much longer unless I tear it apart. With the current lack of time that I've had, that's been put on the back burner. But we may do something with this at some point. I'd like to be able to at least drive it on the street now and then, just for fun. And, you know, if I ever feel like I've had my go-through with the 2.5 liter system, I might fuck around and put a turbo in it for real this time, I don't know. Might be a fun little street truck. Who knows? I don't think I'll build it into another crawler. With the groups dying out and everyone kind of leaving here, there, and the other, it's a little hard to want to keep dumping money into an off-road beast if I'm not really going to use it off-road anymore. So, yeah, we're just, you know, we're going to wait it out, see how it goes. It's a bit of a dry zone right now. So it may not look like it, but this is part of some of the fun house stuff that I've had to been working through now, all up on my own. So if you guys have ever seen the shop, a couple years ago, holy shit, this thing was a nightmare. So it might not look like much, but it's a hell of a lot better than it used to. You know, we can actually walk through here. You can actually see the shelves in the back. There's not a massive pile of stuff touching the ceiling. And if you look carefully, you might actually be able to see a pool table now. Before, this thing had piles, you know, up to the frickin' roof, man. It's ridiculous going through all the shit that we got in here. We come from a family of pack rats. We don't really know how to throw things away. So I've been working extra hard to try to clean everything up and make things a little more organized. Actually make the shelves look like they're used for something besides just, you know, piling shit in. So yeah, now we got the big chest here, and we've got the press, we've got our other chest over here, and an actual metal table. If you've seen the RCV video, you probably got a taste of this already. But before we had an actual table, we had a frickin' patio, like a plastic patio table with a cinder block on it. And that was pretty much my work table. So now that we have an actual thing with a shelf and storage and metal space and, you know, give me a flat surface, I'll find a way to fill it. Got our drill press over here for some of the projects I've been doing, like the shifter. And I gotta drill out all the frickin' the keyways and all that. But yeah, this is part of what I've been working on, is trying to clean out the, you know, 15 plus years of shit that's just been piling up in this house. Oh man, I can't even count the number of dumpsters it would take to fucking clean this place out. But we're getting there, one step at a time. Same with this little disaster over here. It used to be a greenhouse, but now it's like secondary storage. This is the shed. Got our welder. Got the old vise here. Got a bench grinder for cleaning stuff up. Got the toaster oven for cooking the boards for the business and all that. Paint booth, toasted battery, storage, all that shit. You know, nothing too fancy, but I've been slowly taking over bits and pieces here and there, trying to keep the yard clean. Yard work, man, holy shit. If you guys have seen the amount of bushes and bullshit, it's tough stuff working on a fucking house, man. Chores, they add up quick and they take a lot of frickin' time. So, yeah, as you can see, that's kind of why I haven't really had time, is now I gotta, like, actually do adult things. The kid days are over, man. The free trial's expired. It's time to pay to play. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of it. Just wanted to give you guys a rundown of what's going on and, you know, what's going on in my life. I've been feeling pretty guilty for a while that I've been producing some half-assed content and can't really get anything going on the channel. I don't want to just abandon you guys because you've been with me for quite a while and helped me out quite a lot, you know. Just your views, your support, and all that stuff. It does mean an absolute you know, lot to me. It really is. You know, pushing through the negative content and comments and all that bullshit and all the haters and trolls to get through to the real people. It's nice. I've met a lot of people through YouTube, you know. Some I can call really good friends now and whatnot. If you add me on Facebook, I'm not going to add you back, but, you know, we can chat on the business account or Instagram or stuff like that. I like to keep my private life private, but, you know, I appreciate the people that enjoy the parts that I do share, so thanks for being there. It means a lot. Coming up on 18K now, and probably 8 years with the Jeep or something like that, so, you know, until next time, stay dirty, my friends.